Alta Board foamed siding. Foamed siding is a unique polymer material for home finishing which fully imitates the shape and texture of the very first wooden American siding. One of its main advantages is its durability, as it is almost 10 times thicker than usual PVC panels. In addition, Alta Board can withstand ultraviolet radiation, does not create pressure on the walls and foundations, is not subject to rotting and corrosion. Альта-Профиль is the first Russian manufacturer of this material. Every year, Alta Board is becoming increasingly popular because apart from its excellent performance characteristics, it is very easy to install on the facade. In this video, we will talk about how to install the foamed siding. You can find detailed instructions on our website in the Help Center section. You will need a tape measure, an angle joint, a level gauge, twine and chalk, a knife cutter, a fine-tooth metal handsaw or angle grinder, a screwdriver, an electric drill or perforator, and a screw driving device. It is much easier to install the Alta Board than usual PVC siding, since to install it you will need panels and only 4 types of finishing elements: VS52 mounting profile, VS100 and VS50 decorative profiles, and the VS 9.5 profile, which hides the joints at the corners. In short, the house finishing process can be described as follows. First, the facade fastening system is installed. Then, along the perimeter of the building and around the windows and doors, the VS52 mounting profile is fastened. Then, the foamed siding panels are installed on the backing, and finally, decorative profiles VS100 or VS50 are fixed to the mounting profile. The decorative and mounting profiles are interconnected in a tongue-and-groove manner. In order to install the VS100 profile, you will need a whole mounting profile, and to use the VS50 decorative profile, you need half of it. Just grind the mounting profile along the groove with a grinder. As you guessed, 2 decorative profiles are interchangeable. Now let's look at the foamed siding mounting algorithm in more detail. To install Alta Board siding, we recommend using the Альта-Профиль facade fastening system, which is the ideal framework for the future facade as a backing. The mounting system profiles are screwed to the metal suspenders, so first we mark the wall in order to determine their fastening points. The distance between the vertical rows of the backing should be at least 40 centimeters. In order to mount the foamed siding panels, you need a Type A wide flat profile. In order to install the finishing elements, use the usual flat profile. In order to fix the profiles to the suspenders, you need to insert the mounting plates into the special side holes on both sides. To do this, attach the profiles to the suspenders and mark the places for the installation of the plates. Next, snap and place the elements on both sides. The plates are firmly secured to the profile, but in order to strengthen the structure, we recommend that you also fix them with self-tapping screws. Then, using a level gauge, we install the backing around the perimeter of the wall. In this case, the level gauge is needed to ensure that the plane for fastening the panels is flat. Don't forget this important rule. The top profile should not be installed close to the bottom profile. Special antennae help you avoid making this mistake and leave the necessary clearance. After this, you can proceed to the installation of Type A profiles for the sliding panels. The bottom row should be installed using a leveling instrument or twine so that all elements are strictly at the same level both horizontally and vertically. Remember that the distance between the rows must be at least 40 centimeters. Next, the second and all subsequent rows are installed in the same way. If you need to reduce the length of the profile to install the last upper row, simply cut off the unnecessary upper part of it as shown in our video. The last stage of the frame installation for siding is the installation of the metal corner elements that are fixed at the corners of the building and around the windows and doors. Screw the metal corner element to the flat profile. Make sure the angle is 90 degrees using the level gauge to help you. Then, using self-tapping screws, secure the bar, which will give the whole structure additional rigidity. Now we move on to the windows. Since they are on the same level as the wall, we make an imitation of the slope for fixing the necessary slats. To do this, we install the metal profile close to the window around the perimeter. You need to fix one side of the corner element to it, and fix the other side to the backing profile. To make the corner rigid, a wooden block is also used. So we have now fully prepared the frame for installation. This is what a house which is ready for installation of the foamed siding looks like. Along the perimeter of the walls and around the windows and doors, we installed the flat profiles of the Alta-Proфиль polymer backing and the Type A wide flat profile on the wall. The installation of the Alta Board siding begins by fastening the VS52 mounting profile. It is installed around the perimeter of the walls and around the windows and doors. Pay attention to the important rules of this element. First, the slats should not be mounted close to each other. Leave a small gap. Second, the self-tapping screws should be screwed in the profile on the outer edge of the ridges on both sides in order to avoid deformation. You need to install the mounting profiles on both sides in all places where an angle forms. The next step is the installation of the siding panels. Measure the required length of the panel and saw off the unnecessary part. The siding is installed from the bottom up, and the initial bottom panel should not be too tight to the mounting profile. Leave a short gap from its feather. A gap should also be left when the side joins the panel and profile. Each subsequent panel is connected to the bottom panel with a groove, so you can easily install the entire wall. Since we used Альта-Профиль polymer backing for installing the foamed siding, we did not need to monitor the level gauge. All the panels were installed horizontally. If the width of the latter top panel is too large, measure the distance from the perforation to the profile feather and cut off the excess part of the panel with a grinder. Now we turn to the installation of the Alta Board siding on the second wall. As you remember, this wall has windows, so we trim some of the panels to bypass the openings. So, the hardest part is done. We have installed the backing, the mounting profiles and siding panels. Now it is time to install the decorative elements. The window frame will be the VS100 profile. From the side of the window, we close it with a J-trim slat which is installed first. Then you need to measure the length of the slopes and saw off the required part of the decorative profile. In order to reliably secure the VS100 profile, we recommend using plastic glue such as Cosmo. The installation of the decorative profiles is the easiest part of the job. However, be careful, the grooves and feathers of the elements must be fixed securely. To do this, after installing the top profile, push down on it hard. When you do the window, you can just saw the finishing profiles at an angle of 45 degrees and join them. But to make the design of your house more aesthetic, we recommend that you use a special element, a decorative plate. And the final touch is the installation of the VS 9.5 profile. This element smooths corners and hides away any gaps. In the same way, we do the second window but with a decorative plug. It closes the side sections of the finishing profile and protects it from the negative effects of the environment. You can choose any convenient way to trim the window openings. Knowing how to trim the window, you can easily fix the profiles at the outer corners, around the perimeter of the building, and also at the siding panel joints. The facade is now complete. Alta Board foamed siding looks almost indistinguishable from natural boards, but it has all the advantages of PVC. Strong, durable, lightweight, and easy to install, which we have just seen for ourselves. You can find detailed instructions on installing foamed siding on our website www.alfa-profile.ru. Also, our experts in the Альта-Профиль installation department will be glad to answer any of your questions. Call the toll-free hotline 800-555-7773.